Good evening and happy hump day, everyone. This is student meteorologist Sloan Dulaney here with your Wednesday edition of FSU weather. Right now it is absolutely beautiful all across campus. Live look at Doak shows some little bit cloudy weather, but 82 degrees. All the students on campus today were enjoying the beautiful summer-like weather, which is going to continue in the next few days, luckily. Right now, current temperatures around the area sticking towards the lower 80s, a little bit lower down by the coast, 72 Apalachicola. Tonight, though, going to get just a little bit chilly, so make sure to grab that jacket if you do have any outdoor planned later tonight, hovering around the low 60s. As I said before, above average temperatures on the way for later this week. Again, some sunny weather ahead, spring or summertime preview, and also only 10 days until spring break. All this and more on FSU weather.
Welcome back. I'm student meteorologist Ayana Clemens, and taking a look around campus, we've got a short cast for you guys today and a special guest at our end desk, but we've got blue skies all across the board and it's just really gorgeous out there. We're even hitting 82 here in Tallahassee, so it's just nice and toasty out there. I was out there earlier today and I was definitely breaking a sweat. I should have not brought that sweatshirt, but our current temperatures are also reflecting that. You can see those 80s pretty much all across the board, but down towards Apalachicola, we're in those 70s. A little bit more relief as we head towards the coast, which is pretty typical. But our live radar is looking nice and clear, which is great news. So again, go ahead and head outside. It's very gorgeous conditions, and what to expect for the next couple days. You can see some of those passing clouds, maybe some spot showers, and that's just going to continue as we head into Friday. Taking a look at those rain chances, you can see 20% all throughout the next week. So just expect maybe a few pop-up showers in some areas, but other than that, clear skies for the most part, so nothing to worry about. And as for tomorrow, you can see that day planner. Things are going to heat up very quickly. At noon, we're looking at a nice 78, so maybe leave that sweatshirt at home as you head to class. It's going to be nice and warm outside and sticking around all the way until dinner time, so it is going to be gorgeous tomorrow. And as for our week, you can see those 80s continuing to stick around all week long, and those 60s for our lows. So pretty consistent temperatures all week long, and those, again, clear skies, partially cloudy skies all week. So I feel great about that, Sloan. What are you thinking about it?
I definitely agree with that. I love the warm weather, and the good news is that we have kind of the same story going on really all across Florida. So taking a look at some of our favorite spots across the Sunshine State, 77 Panama City Beach, 84 in Tampa. So just some beautiful spring-like mild weather to really get us into the middle of this week. Right now, again, kind of like I said, temperatures hovering near 80 degrees up here in Tallahassee. Down by the coast, just a little bit cooler, 77 in Miami, 78 in Key West. But again, just a wonderful night, wonderful evening to get outside, really, if you're anywhere in the Florida area. The other good news is that our dew points are on the lower side still here, especially close to Tallahassee, even lower than 60 degrees in some places like Nashville and Montgomery. That means it's not going to be feeling too muggy outside. So again, just another reason to go ahead and get outside, enjoy this beautiful evening. And no rain really to speak of on our current radar all across Florida, maybe just a few isolated showers. That will change just a little bit though as we get into the next few days. So for example, down here in Fort Myers, tomorrow evening / tomorrow afternoon, sometime around dinner time, you are going to see just a few spotty isolated showers. So do be aware of that. Maybe if you've had an earlier week of spring break and you're visiting Fort Myers just for fun, do go ahead and be aware of that tomorrow evening. And then as we come to Friday, early afternoon, evening hours, again, just some spotty showers really all across the state of Florida because of that sea breeze. So do be aware of that if you have any outdoor plans at all coming into tomorrow evening and Friday evening as well. Pensacola, Florida, our lovely team leader Jack's home city. Again, really beautiful rain chances staying on the lower side, a little bit higher on Sunday, so do be aware of that. But again, very, very mild temperatures in the mid 70s as we get to Saturday and Sunday. In Orlando, if you're hitting up some of those famous theme parks, definitely going to be a great week to do so. Sticking in the mid 80s, definitely some great weather if you are hitting up Disney, Orlando, anything like that, or Disney or Universal, anything like that. I know I will be in Universal on Saturday, so I'm definitely looking forward to some warm weather and lots of sun as well. If you're going down a little bit more towards the south in Miami, again, you're going to be nice and mild. Plenty of sunshine to go around in the low 80s to start the weekend. Tonight, as we get into the later hours and this evening, again, going to be nice and mild up here in the Panhandle in the lower 60s. So great night to go ahead and get outside. Just a little bit warmer if you are heading more down towards South Florida. But again, tomorrow, do watch out for some of those spotty, isolated showers. Places like Tampa and Fort Myers, especially as we get into the early evening and later evening hours. But again, still just going to be a great time to get outside, especially if you're up closer towards the Panhandle in Tallahassee. But now passing things off over to my good friend Ayana, what is the National looking like? What do you have to tell us for this Wednesday evening?
Well, unlike Florida, we've got some active weather in some areas, but you can obviously see down in the Florida area, southeast even, we're seeing those very warm conditions all across the board. But as you head a little bit more north, you can see those more mild temperatures, especially in the Midwest and even stretching down into the southern Great Plains and even over towards the Pacific Northwest. You can see those more mild temperatures, 51 in Seattle, and then just heating up as you head more south. Now, as for our radar, you can take a look and see some of those active storms moving their way into St. Louis, and you can kind of see that line of storms stretching to the southern Great Plains. That's actually a cold front pushing its way through towards the southeast, and then you can even see this warm front is pushing some more storms up towards Cincinnati area. But taking a look over at the Pacific Northwest, you can see they're also seeing some low pressure system making some of those storms push their way off of the coast and into our inland areas, and you can even see some of those snow or potentially mixed precipitation going on here just because of those colder temperatures as you head into those higher altitudes. But other than that, moving back to those severe storms that we were talking about a little bit earlier, that low pressure system moving its way through St. Louis is actually under a severe storm watch stretching all the way up into Champaign and even up into southern Indiana. And you can see it's issued until Wednesday at 2:32 p.m. Central Time. So you can see that that storm is very intense. Taking a closer look at it, pushing its way into the northeast area, you can see it's just very strong line of storms, and that's going to continue actually as we head into the next couple of days. Taking a look at those storms, look at that, and another round for St. Louis as we head into Thursday morning. So they're going to see some more showers and storms, and that other area of storms is going to push its way all the way up into the northeast, and you can even see again some more of those storms are also going to be in the Pacific Northwest, and they're just hanging around, especially towards Billings. And for that SPC outlook for day 3, you can see we are looking and going to continue to monitor the timing of everything, if it's going to be Thursday or Friday, but this is for Friday. We have that enhanced risk and then that slight risk stretching all the way up into northern Illinois. So just keep note of that. We could see isolated tornadoes. You can even see large hail and even some really gusty winds in those areas as we go through the next couple of days. Now, as for things to also expect, we're going to see lots of rainfall, and we actually have a flood watch for southern Indiana, especially for the next coming days. So that's to be expected just because they're going to be seeing a lot of rain over there, and even down towards Texas, you're going to see a lot of rain there as well. So keep note of that if you're in those areas or traveling to those areas for spring break. And hopefully that'll actually take a chip at some of our drought that we have going on for the entire U.S. Unfortunately, Florida is not getting much of that. But maybe for even the Great Plains and up into the Midwest, they're going to be seeing some more rain to take away from that drought. As for tonight's temperatures, we're going to see a lot colder temperatures up north. You could see those 20s, even 30s. But then as we move our way more south, we're getting a lot warmer, especially here in Tallahassee, which is very nice to see. But for tomorrow, again, same scenario. Southeast is sitting nice and toasty, and even Texas and stretching into Albuquerque, seeing those 70s. But as we head more north, we're seeing those more spring-like temperatures, which is nice to see. But we're still in those 40s and even like upper 50s. So it's still going to feel a little bit colder as we head a little bit more north. But that's all I have for you guys on the national right now. But we're going to take things back over to the desk to close out the show. And we actually have a special guest with us, which is very exciting, especially on this Wednesday. We have Jack with us.
Yes, I'm not normally seen, on camera,
Yeah,
but
you're
here I
behind the
am.
scenes.
You guys crushed it. By the way, look at my great senior meteorologist with me. Wouldn't have a show without them, so first off, gotta give them a shout out for that. But yeah, let's talk about it. 10 days till spring break.
I'm
so excited.
Oh, I'm so excited. I hope the weather sticks around really nice because most of us, I'm assuming, are heading a little bit more south, or even where are you guys going for spring break?
Yeah, so I'm heading down south to Miami and then getting on a cruise ship, which I'm so excited for. I love cruises. It's just simple. You don't have to plan anything. They just, you wake up and you're somewhere new. So
Yeah.
I love cruises. What about you guys?
I'm going to the Panhandle, Florida, my hometown. Shout out Pensacola.
fun.
I'm going there and seaside for a little bit. You know, hoping to get some tan, go on
Yeah.
a nice run,
Same.
just sunrise and sunsets all throughout. So.
Exciting.
awesome.
Yeah, I'm going to Tampa for a couple of days, and then I'm going to head a little bit more south back home and hopefully soak up some of those UV rays as well. It's going to be
Yes,
nice.
good to see
and
your
warm.
mom out there.
True. We'll see her
love
soon.
Yeah, I'm excited to see her.
Make
Well-
sure to follow us on Twitter at FSU Weather.
And follow us on Facebook at FSU Weather.
And follow us on Instagram at FSU Weather.
Also, make sure to subscribe to us where you're watching us now on YouTube at FSU Weather.
And we're also on TikTok. Follow us at FSU Weather.
And here is a last 7-day forecast for you guys.